this site, named in Hebrew named Tel Hai, tells a story of a group of people that came here 120 years ago to the land of Israel. Way before the state of Israel was born. You know, the state of Israel was born in 1948. But Jews, maybe you can call them the first Zionist people, who left Europe for many reasons. I'm talking about mainly Eastern Europe. Left their homes and came to the land of Israel, to the promised land. Because in the Bible a few times it says that the borders of the land of Israel starts in Dan and all the way to Beersheba in the south. Dan is the tribe of Dan in the history was located here. So people came even to this part of the land. First years were very difficult. People, even farmers who were used to farming the land in Europe, came here for a totally different type of soil, totally different type of climate, rain, totally different. So they needed a lot of help. One of the first and only major contributors to this project was a very big Jewish banking family in Europe, and one of their sons was Edmond. And when he understands that many Jews coming to the land of Israel, he provides them with money. Not that he gave each family money, but he established settlements all over the country, industry also, and farming. He helped with his money to give opportunities for the people who came here.
סמוך לחופיה הצפוניים של הכנרת, תחת מצוקי הארבל, קמה החווה החקלאית מגדל בכספים שגייס דוקטור יחיאל שלנוב ובהנהלת משה גליקין. כאן מתחיל יוסף טרומפלדור להגשים את רעיונותיו לחיים שיתופיים בארץ ישראל, ומקים קומונה קטנה של פועלים עם צבי שץ וחבריו מרוסיה. בתמונה נדירה זו, יוסף טרומפלדור חורש בידו היחידה את אדמת הגליל. זו הייתה תשובת החלוצים לכיליון ולתמיעה שבגולה. עבודת הקציר בשדה הייתה הגשמה של אידיאל נשגב, ולא סתם פרנסה, והזיעה הייתה מטהרת, פרי מאמץ רוחני ושאיפה לאושר וסיפוק. הקומונה של טרומפלדור התפרקה לאחר שהתנהלה במשך 8 חודשים על פי תקנון תיאורטי נוקשה שלא התאים לחיים בארץ ישראל. רק כעבור 8 שנים לאחר נפילת טרומפלדור בתל חי, קמו אנשי החלוץ להגשים את רעיונותיו.
One of the settlements that is connected to our story is Metulla, which is the northern town of Israel today. He established it 120 years ago, 1896 exactly, and some of their land that he bought, which was Arab property, which he bought also. He bought for a good sum of money, so they could cultivate the land. It was still the Turkish regime, the Ottoman Empire, the last years of the Ottoman Empire. Geopolitical situation in this area was very delicate. Turkish regime was very weak. Druze people fight for their people, Bedouin people fighting for this people, and on top of that, a new minority of Jewish people, European Jews who came here. It was a nice mixture, and sometimes very tense. But the tension grew much higher when the war started in Europe, 1914, the Great War, mother of all wars. The forces fighting in this region of the Middle East was Great Britain, the greatest empire back then, who were situated in Egypt in the south already, and they fought northwards against the Turks and Germans also. German had a hand with the Turks. Almost 4 years of war, especially in this bridge between Europe and Africa, between Africa and Asia, which is the land of Israel. It's the most important corridor, not only for people, but for animals, birds, and vegetation. It's a very, very important corridor. After 4 years of war, Great Britain conquers many parts of the Middle East. This small place is really famous. They did something for the first time that no other villages or towns in Israel did in this time. They were the first to take their rifles and defend their homes. No other Jewish settlement had the idea or the courage to fight back. Because back then, Jews were a very, very small minority. Mm-hmm. There were such a few that they didn't even think about fighting back or protecting their homes. So this group of people who were here, led by Joseph Trumpeldor, who was a Russian veteran, a Russian soldier in the Russian War in 1904, and then he fought with the British in the Great War. Anyways, when he comes here with one hand, he lost his arm in 1904. He comes here and he's the engine. He has the vision. He tells all the people here, this is your home. This is your home. You have to do everything that you can to protect, even if you have to pay the price.
This is a moment in Jewish history. Joseph Trumpeldor became the highest-ranking Jewish soldier in the Russian army. Despite prejudice and persecution, Trumpeldor won medals of honor in the Russo-Japanese War and even lost an arm in the fighting. Not satisfied to remain a war hero in Russia, Trumpeldor moved to Israel, where he joined the pioneering movements, and he also teamed up with Zev Jabotinsky to start the first Jewish army unit since Roman times. Beginning with the Zion Mule Corps and later the Jewish Legion, Trumpeldor created what later became the Israel Defense Forces. And Trumpeldor's philosophy of doing whatever it takes to help the cause, and his favorite phrase of en davar, meaning it doesn't matter, was an inspiration to many. Trumpeldor died at the Battle of Tel Hai in 1920, uttering the words Tov lamut ba'at artzenu, meaning it's good to die for our country.
March 1st, 1920, there was a battle here. 6 Jewish defenders died here. This place was neglected and it was burnt down. And since then, only the name Tel Hai and the name Trumpeldor was you can see it all over the state of Israel. Streets, schools, the town nearby, Kiryat Shmona. Shmona is 8. 8 altogether people who died here. So this is also, I don't know if you've been there, to the common grave of the 8 people of Tel Hai. It's a big monument from 1934, 2 minutes drive away from here. That's the story of Tel Hai. And this museum is located exactly in the right spot where the original farm of 1907 started, which was basically only a farmyard. It was not a settlement. After the World War I, it became a kibbutz. That's the story of Tel Hai. And today, since the 1950s, this museum tells the story for children, for adults, for soldiers, to understand that this state of ours was not given to us on a silver tray. Yep. You know, it was many people lost their lives protected, and these borders. That's the story.